Hey there, hi there, ho there, Andrew here, and we are over 1,000 subscribers on this channel, and it is all thanks to you, not to me. I'm just the guy that goes ahead and makes the video and hopefully makes you laugh. It is you subscribing and liking and sharing and commenting. That is the reason why this channel has gotten to 1,000 subs. So I would like to thank you for this special 1,000 sub video that we're doing. And before I get into what the concept is, and you should already know by seeing the thumbnail and the title, I want to go ahead and point out the shirt here that I'm wearing. It is a new shirt. The other one, I'm not retiring it. You'll see me wear it from time to time, but it's a little bit faded, and when you wash it as many times as I have, that happens. This is one of the brand new shirts that you can get online. I will put a link up above. You can go ahead and check it out. And if you do get that shirt, go ahead, send me a picture like this gentleman right here. That is Bryce Jackson. What a good-looking guy. You know, they say that the clothes make the man, but he pulls off the look whether he's wearing the shirt or not. But, you know, the shirt actually looks pretty good on him. So anyways, thank you very much, Bryce, for going ahead and pick up the shirt. You, too, can get your face on one of these videos. All you have to do, send me a picture of you wearing the Blitz Bolt, and I will go ahead and give you a shout-out. Now, with that being said, let's get into the topic on hand. I had asked a whole bunch of people, what would you like to see for a 1,000th sub video? And I got a lot of different ideas. Some of them I will be doing separately as different videos, but the majority of what people were giving me was something that was related to Halloween Horror Nights. So I kind of mashed up a couple of ideas of what people were saying, and I came up with the concept of what would Halloween Horror Nights look like if I was in charge, you know, creatively, that is, you know, what would it look like if I came up with the concept, the theme, and some of the houses. So, without further ado, let's get into this. Okay, so this concept is going to be for Halloween Horror Nights number 28, and I can't do number 27 because 27 is already going on right now, and I doubt that anything that I'm coming up conceptually wise is not going to be doing anything with Halloween Horror Nights number 27. So I think this will all be original. Number 28, the number 28 is a perfect number. It is actually the second perfect number, and I think that Halloween Horror Nights will be so busy by 2018 that it is going to need to be a two-park event. And we haven't seen actually two parks since Halloween Horror Nights number 14. And actually that's kind of cool because 14 goes into 28 two times. So, you know, two parks, twice the scares, whatever you want to come up with on that one. Now, as I said, number 28, the number 28, is the second mathematically perfect number. The first one is 6. That is the very first perfect number. And if you don't know what I mean by perfect number, just go to Wikipedia or Google or something. You'll find out what I'm talking about. Now, Halloween Horror Nights number 6 was in 1996, and if you subtract 1996 from 2018, you get 22. And where am I going with this one? Well, 22 is what was called a master number, and it represents taking ideas and thoughts and making it into a reality. So why do I bring up 22? Well, two parks, two icons. 22. Now, who are going to be the 22, the two icons in these two parks, two icons? You should already know by looking at the thumbnail. They are going to be the director and the usher. I think these two guys together, I mean, they're two individuals that have no problems making their ideas into a reality, and they really work well together. I mean, Usher's got, you know, a theater movie background, and the director has the same thing. So these two guys I would love to see collaborate, basically, in a Halloween Horror Nights. Now, since there is two parks, there's going to be more houses, there's going to be more scare zones. So here are some thoughts. I'm going to break them down into intellectual properties and original properties. Let's start off with the IPs. I got 7 of them. One is Bride of Chucky. We haven't seen that topic done before. We've seen Chucky before, but we haven't seen Bride of Chucky. And I would love to see puppets of Tiffany and of Chucky I was going to say to give a little bit of realism. It's kind of hard to give realism when you're talking about killer dolls, but you know what I'm talking about. To see the size of them and to see them, you know, catcalling people and things like that. I would really like to see that in a house. Now, also another house I would like to see is Aliens. Now, we've seen Aliens before. We've seen, you know, Predator versus Alien type thing. Alien versus Predator, actually, that's how it was written. Everybody likes sci-fi horror, right? So let's get aliens in there, focusing on the sequel movie. And I would love to see the final room be the Queen alien there, and seeing some scare actor dressed up as Ripley in that big construction machine, and hearing Sigourney Weaver's classic line, being blared out over the speakers. I would think that would be just a really cool final scene on there. Now, another cool scene for another house would be Day of the Dead. Now, Day of the Dead, very popular in the Dead franchise from Romero. Day of the Dead, I totally want to see the Captain Rhodes scene. If you have no idea what I'm talking about when I say Captain Rhodes scene, go to YouTube. You're already on YouTube. You're watching this. Go look up Choke on him. Choke on him. Choke on him. You'll get it. You'll understand what I'm talking about. That is a scene that is needed in a Halloween Horror Night house. Another house that I'd like to see, Devil's Rejects. Arguably the better of that and a House of a Thousand Corpses. I liked the Devil's Rejects more. See a Rob Zombie house, I'm okay with that. I'd like to go ahead and see that. Another one, 28 weeks later. I'm tired, and I'm sure a lot of other people are tired of seeing The Walking Dead. It's a great franchise, but it's run its course, and the walkers in The Walking Dead move slow. The zombies that are in 28 weeks later, they're fast. Now, another house that I would like to see, Conjuring house for Conjuring 2. Annabelle just came out not that long ago, so it's fairly fresh. But that nun, man, all you got to do is put somebody dressed up as the nun in a corner just staring at people. It will freak out anybody going by. And lastly, for intellectual properties, if a 3D house is in demand, and I don't see them being in demand because really 3D houses aren't that popular compared to other ones. But if you're going to do a 3D house, do it right. Give us Jaws 3D. That's what I would choose. Now, how do you do Jaws in a house? How do you walk through a house where a shark is attacking you? You got different things that you could do. I'd like to see a fogged out, misted up room with, like a blue fog, so it feels like you're underwater, and have Jaws popping out. There are plenty of ways that you can do screens that see Jaws swimming by and eating somebody. For those that don't know what Jaws 3D was all about, it took place in SeaWorld. You wouldn't use SeaWorld on here because you don't want to get sued, but to see, the corridors locking up and sealing up because the water's coming through, and seeing people smacking up against the windows and drowning and stuff, it would be a very claustrophobic feel. I think it would work well. And you'd have 3D, and it would actually be more play of the 3D on there than actually having to be a 3D house, because like I said, 3D house is not that popular. So let's go into the potential original properties. I've got 6 of them to do. Creatures Return. I thought Creatures was a fun, dark humor comedy house. It's a camp house. It would be great to see that come back. You call it Creatures Return. It would be, once again, humanity rests on rednecks to save us, and I think that would be hilarious to see a whole bunch of rednecks fighting out creatures and saving us as we go through the house. Another property I think is really good, demands a sequel coming. Nightingales. Nightingales is a great concept, and I would love to see these creatures once again preying on victims. We saw them last preying on war victims. Maybe change things up and make it a natural disaster, like a tornado or something. Think of the old Twister queue line and how that felt, with the lights going around and feeling the wind and hearing the wind and the mist and stuff. You can definitely get that vibe that you are in a tornado. I would love to see that in a house. Now, another house that I thought was really good was Dead Exposure. It was a zombie house. If you have no idea what it is, look it up. There are walkthrough videos that are on YouTube. You can read about it and any of the wikis that are out there. I'd like to see a sequel to that, but call it Double Exposure. And then also, I think that we have to focus on the icons having houses. I know Chance's house was not that great, but put the director has an all-night die-in double feature, and basically he can recreate classic death scenes from different movies, and then once again have a ripped from the silver screens house for the usher, and have him focus strictly on sequels in each scene that you go through, different sequels there. Going into, I also have a paid experience house that I think that we should have, and that would be Run. Now, I would like to see Run done correctly. Eddie is in Run, and it goes back to the walls are sliding around. You're in a maze. You're trying to get out. There could be puzzles. You're trying to figure it out while guys with chainsaws are chasing you down, and the maze is moving. So you have a different experience than probably somebody else that paid to get through. I think that would be a really cool thing, and it could possibly have people go back and pay to go in another time and have a completely different experience. Now, going into scare zones, I would like to see, I think that they might do Purge election year this year. Maybe. Purge is much better as a scare zone than a house. So I'd like to see Purge come back as a scare zone. Also, a better scare zone than a house, I think, Saws and Steam. Saws and Steam was a great scare zone. Horrorwood Die-In needs to come back, and that could be the Usher's scare zone. And then also Lights, Camera, Action, I thought was a fun scare zone. And we could have the director in that one, and the director could be directing the Chainsaw Drill team in that. And I think that would be a great scare zone as well. Now, also, I think there should be an original scare zone, not so much a sequel on these. This would be one that deals with twins. Twins need to be in it. All twins. If you can't find twins, you get two people that have the same body frame and put masks on them. But call the scare zone Double Vision. I think it would be great. Also, I want to see the roaming hordes. So I would bring back the roaming hordes and definitely have the clowns come back. Clown saws must be there. Cheerleaders, the Carrie's women's prison, the Scarecrows, the Geishas, you name it. Any of the popular roaming hordes out there. They don't all have to have chainsaws. They can be any of the other ones out there. But you got two parks. You can spread them all over. And lastly, open up as many rides as possible. I think when you open up more rides, you get some of the scaredy cats that don't want to go into any more houses. They would rather go ahead and do some rides. It opens up the whole experience. Scare zones aren't as crowded. You get more of a scare because more people are going to be focusing on you. There'll be less people there. Plus, the wait times are going to be a lot lower as well. So that is my Halloween Horror Nights number 28. Trying to do this as quick as possible and cut down the time as much because I know I can be long-winded on this one. So why don't you go ahead and tell me, do you like what I said? Would you want to see something else? What type of sequel house would you like to see if I didn't say anything that you wanted to hear? Or maybe a scare zone that I didn't mention. What would you like to see? Do you think having a Halloween Horror Nights where it is a collab between the Usher and the director is a good collaboration? I mean, I think director and Usher would be a great one myself. That's why I chose it. But what would you like to see? And would you like to see a different collaboration? Maybe would you like to see a Jack and Eddie or a Caretaker and Cindy? What would you like to see out there? Go ahead, leave a comment down below. I'd like to hear your opinions. As always, make sure that you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Tap the little bell that's next to subscribe so you get notified the moment that I upload. And I will see you in the next video.